Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. The last few days we made the STi 100% spotless paint wise. Now today I want to focus on getting all the other little tiny things done that we have not had time to do. The most important thing I want to do is fix up all this nasty trim. Look at how bad that is. So there's that piece, there's the mirror triangle mount things right here. These guys are here, we could probably coat as well. What we're going to be using to coat everything is Cerakote trim coat. It's the most amazing stuff I've ever used for plastic trim like this. You do not need to pull off panels, but I'm going to be, just so I don't get any of that trim coat on our freshly ceramic coated, freshly polished paint that we spent so much time on. So first things first, let's go ahead and get this panel pulled off and these pulled off as well. So we got that little windshield trim cowl thing removed and the mirrors removed. I think those are the only parts I'm actually gonna remove off the car. We could pull these guys off as well, but I don't wanna risk bending them. So we can cut those on the car. We can coat this piece here on the car as well. And this roof trim we can leave on. All right, so this is the product we're gonna be using. I will have it linked down in the description box below. I believe there's 10 wipes in the single pack, and it's very, very cheap for what you get. So this here is the first piece that we are gonna be coating. I have some 70% IPA. We're gonna go ahead, clean it all up, let it completely dry. There cannot be any water on it whatsoever. Bust out this trim coat and I'll show you guys how it's done. This stuff is very, very easy to use. All we're gonna do is start at one end and wipe down the entire panel. That's all you have to do. Look at the difference. All right, so we got that first panel all finished up. We need to let it sit for about an hour before we throw it back on the car or get any water whatsoever on that trim coat. As that first piece is sitting, drying, let's go ahead and bang out the rest of the car. So this is what it looks like before, and here's what it looks like after. Such a big difference. Here's how that trim piece looks out in the sun. It's fully dried, fully cured now. The nice thing about that trim coat, it's a ceramic base, so the water is gonna bead right off just like it would on regular ceramic coat for like your paint or your wrap. So this piece is all good to go. It's crazy how much better this piece looks versus before. Yeah, there's still some like grayness, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it's about 95%. One thing that I do want to quickly powder coat are these wiper arms. These things are pretty disgusting. Let's pull off the blades, get these things sandblasted, and powder coat them black. Well, it is official. My powder coating gun, the trusty powder coating gun that we have been using on this channel since the beginning, since day one. I had this even before the channel. It has quit. There is like a grounding, I guess you call it like a grounding mechanism. So when you hold this button down, it's supposed to ground the part so the powder will stick to the part. That is completely failed. So we need to pick up a new gun. This thing lasted us a solid few years though. What I'm doing to compromise for the broken powder coat gun is just get the wiper arms extremely warm. And as I spray down the powder, it's fluidizing immediately, which is okay, not a super big deal. It's obviously not ideal, that's not how you're supposed to powder coat, but it's the only option we have right now. I did go ahead and get that trim piece on. Looks much better now. As soon as we get the wiper arms on, I wanna pull this car outside and see how good she looks. And as you guys can see, the red seats are gone. The new seats should show up later today. So we got the car all back together. All this trim turned out absolutely amazing. Wiper arms are nice and refreshed. Black powder coat on there. We ended up doing, I believe it's ink black on the wiper arms. Super high gloss black. I think it looks really nice. I'll have that exact powder coat linked down in the description box below. Of course, we cover the car in powder coating dust, or powder coating powder, I should say, but it's all good. We did get a box in the mail, which I'm pretty hyped on. These are some factory OEM 2006 Subaru STi front seats. I hope they didn't get damaged in shipping because there's holes all over the box, but yeah, let's go ahead and rip this thing open. If all is good with the seats, we will have a nearly 100% factory interior on the STi. The only thing that's really not factory is stuff that I like the radio, the gauges, all that stuff. I don't mind. I think I'll keep it for sure. So yeah, let's rip this box open and make sure these seats did not get damaged in shipping. Well guys, here they are. Really nice clean OEM STi seats. All of the material itself is fine. Some of the mounts definitely got a little bent up, which is not a big deal. I was much more concerned with like, what would this be, Alcantara or suede? I was much more concerned with like the actual material of the seats. Those mounts, we can definitely bend those back, but super clean seats, no tears, no crazy staining or nothing. Pretty hyped on these things. Definitely should be quite a bit more comfortable to drive this car now. That is what I'm freaking talking about. The blue that we have on the car, like the blue wheels and the blue rear seats, clash so hard with those red seats that we used to have in here. These things are so much better. I cannot wait to sit in them and actually drive this car now. It's gonna be much more comfortable. I am so happy we finally found some Hawkeye seats for this car. This was like, I think this is the third person that offered a trade, and this is the only one that ended up working out. That was really the last major thing I wanted for the interior of this car, or kind of just like, I guess the car in general. Obviously, we still need a new grille. I do want to change up the color on the Brembos. Maybe the wheels. I think I'm gonna run the blue wheels for a little bit, but I might change those up. I did talk about doing some TE37s, which I do not want to buy new. So if you have a used set that you want to sell, shoot me a DM. But for now, I think these AV20s, the Advent ones, will work just fine. I really wish I could wash the car. It's an absolute disaster right now from all that powder coat. I accidentally wiped the windows and look how much powder coat came off. I don't think it's been quite long enough to be able to wash it after we ceramic coated it. Probably tomorrow though, we could definitely wash it. I do still want to do some more research, like figure out the best possible method for washing without getting any scratches, or minimizing, I guess, the scratches or swirl marks that we would put into the car. That is me for today, guys. I'm super stoked. I know you guys are gonna be stoked on those seats as well. New grill coming soon. I see that comment every video. New grill is already on its way. I don't know what it's gonna be here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow.